Dear students, I have already finished SN1 reaction, but today I am going to talk about the SN2 mechanism in alkyl halides. So, you know, alkyl halides are of several kinds, 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree, but the SN2 mechanism is concerned only with the 1 degree alkyl halide. So, 1 degree alkyl halide halides undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions by SN2 mechanism. To 1 degree alkyl halide undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction by SN2 mechanism. Now, what is the SN2 mechanism? The abbreviation SN2 stands for S substitution, N nucleophilic and 2 bimolecular. That is, it is bimolecular second order mechanism. It is bimolecular second order mechanism. That is, two molecules are involved in rate determining step and the order of the reaction is 2. So, it is second order. So, it is bimolecular second order mechanism or second order kinetics oblique kinetics. You will see ahead when I will write the mechanism, and you will find that how the mechanism of the reaction is bimolecular and how it is second order. So, next point is the reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN2 reaction follows as the reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN2 reaction follows as 1 degree alkyl halide is most reactive. So, we write with a particular example. This is CS3 Br, more reactive than CS2 CO3 Br. It is more reactive than isopropyl bromide, and again it is more reactive than tertiary butyl bromide. This is 1 degree alkyl halide. This is again 1 degree alkyl halide. This is 2 degree alkyl halide, and this is 3 degree alkyl halide. So, this does not undergo this does not undergo SN2 reaction. This undergoes SN2 reaction moderately. This undergoes SN2 reaction good, and this very good. very good. So, it is range from very good to no. So, this is increasing reactivity of increasing order of reactivity towards SN2 reaction. Again, 1 degree alkyl halide is more reactive towards SN2 reaction, and the tertiary butyl bromide or 3 degree alkyl halide does not give any response towards SN2 reaction. So, this is the order of increasing order of reactivity towards SN2 reaction in the direction of arrow. So, you know that nucleophilic substitution takes place only when a attacking nucleophile attacks. When an attacking nucleophile attacks, SN2 reaction takes place or any nucleophilic reaction takes place unless and until a attacking nucleophile attacks on it. So, choice of nucleophilic reagent. Next point is choice of nucleophile, no, attacking nucleophile, choice of attacking nucleophiles in SN2 reaction. Choice of attacking nucleophile in SN2 reaction. You know that nucleophiles are neutral, nucleophiles are negatively charged, solvents are aprotic, polar and protic polar. So, choice of attacking nucleophile and appropriate choice of nucleophile for the SN2 reaction, is charged nucleophile. You are better to write negatively charged nucleophile dissolved in aprotic polar solvent, aprotic polar solvent such as dimethyl sulfoxide, DMF, dimethyl formamide, etc., etc. So, negatively charged nucleophile, a negatively charged nucleophile dissolved in aprotic polar solvent such as dimethyl sulfoxide or dimethyl formamide. You also know that negative nucleophile is not available. It is always in the form of neutral molecule. So, the KOH when taken in DM, dimethyl sulfoxide or dimethyl formamide is an excellent nucleophile for SN2 reaction. Why it is excellent? So, the KOH when dissolved in DMSO or DMF is an excellent nucleophile for SN2 reaction. Why? The reason is first you write the formula for dimethyl sulfoxide. This is dimethyl sulfoxide. Dimethyl sulfoxide. It is polar. This is negative and this is sulfur is positive. So, it is polar aprotic solvent. This solvent does not provide proton. So, it is aprotic and polar because of polarity in between sulfur and oxygen like this. This interact with potassium ion. Similarly, you can write here with another DMSO. Again polarity exists between this and this. One you can take one more. So, this is CS3, this is CH3, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged, and one can take it one more to look beautiful. Sulfoxide CS3, CH3, this is CH3, slightly negative, slightly positive. So, the four molecules of dimethyl sulfoxide surrounds the potassium ion. 4 molecules of DMSO surround the potassium ion in its cavity. So, you can show this like this. It is beautiful representation for knowing the students how potassium ion is solvated. So, you can write here potassium ion is solvated by DMSO. So, this is solvated, I am writing here solvated potassium ion by DMSO. When KOH is taken, in dimethyl sulfoxide, this has been captured. So, the remaining part hydroxide ion, which is negatively charged nucleophile, becomes free. So, you can write that the K plus ion of KOH is solvated by the DMSO and hydroxide ion becomes free to attack on the sp3 carbon of methyl bromide. So, this is the explanation why an aprotic polar solvent is used for this purpose and not the aqueous solvent, because aqueous solvent will disturb the transition state. It is important point. So, write the mechanism of SN2 reaction. this is single step, this is single step mechanism, this is single step mechanism, which proceeds through the formation of transition state, this is single step mechanism which proceeds through the formation of transition state, which may be explained by taking the example of 1-degree methyl bromide, in presence of KOH dissolved in DMSO or dimethyl formamide as. So, this is single step mechanism which proceeds through formation of transition state, which may be explained by taking the example of 1-degree methyl bromide in presence of KOH dissolved in dimethyl sulfoxide or dimethyl formamide. First see the mechanism, then I will add inverts to. So, this is methyl bromide, this is H, and this is Br. This is methyl bromide. This is reacting carbon center. Why reacting? Where nucleophile attacks? It is in sp3 hybridized state. Structure is tetrahedral. The attacking nucleophile, this is hydroxide ion, attacking nucleophile, this attacking nucleophile attacks from backside, from 180 degree with the leaving group, and this is the Br is the leaving atom, it will go out, it is also called leaving group. So, this attacking nucleophile attacks with the carbon, this is H, this is Br, slightly negative, this is slightly negative. It is also represented in this form too. Transition states are represented by this symbol. The attacking nucleophile attacks the sp3 carbon from the back side, and the leaving atom goes out from the front side. A stage comes in which attacking nucleophile and the bromide ion, this is the leaving atom, both are half bonded to reacting carbon center, is called as transition state. This is transition state. In this state, attacking nucleophile, this is attacking nucleophile and this is leaving atom. Both are bonded to this carbon atom, partially bonded or half bonded to reacting carbon center. When COH bond is formed fully, the CBr bond breaks up and bromine is liberated in the form of bromide ion. So, this is OH, this is H, this is H and this is the bromide ion. This is inverted product which we called Walden inversion. The product has configuration opposite to that of the reactant. This is reactant or substrate and this is product, already written product. This product has opposite configuration to that of the reactant. So, complete inversion of configuration takes place. This has been discovered by Walden, so named as Walden inversion. So, now the question arises, this bond breaks up, which force breaks up CBr bond? The answer is very simple. The attacking nucleophile attacks the carbon atom. As much as this bond is formed, as much as this bond is going to break. So, this is bond is forming and this is bond is breaking. So, BF means bond formation and B means bond breaking. So, bond formation and bond breaking both are occurring simultaneously. As much as this bond is formed, to the equal amount this bond is going to break. So, this BB means bond breaking, BF means bond formation. So, I will write in words now. The attacking electrophile, the attacking nucleophile which is OH minus is or attacks the reacting carbon center, from backside and leaving atom goes out from front side. The attacking nucleophile OH minus attacks the reacting carbon center from back side and leaving atom goes out from the front side. This is backside attack, and this is going out from front side. So, the attack of the nucleophile is exactly at 80 degree, 180 degree to the position of the leaving bromide atom. Secondly, next point is as much as COH bond is formed, to same extent CBr bond breaks up. Energy comes to break this bond from formation of the COH bond. The energy released due to formation of COH bond is used up in breaking the CBr bond. This is important. COH बांड के बनने में जो एनर्जी निकलती है वह एनर्जी CBr बांड को तोड़ देती है. दिस इज द फंडामेंटल. As much as COH bond is formed, to same extent CBr bond breaks up. The energy released due to formation of COH bond is used up in breaking the CBr bond. In transition state, now think about the transition state. The transition state is unstable. The transition state is unstable because carbon is bonded to 5 atoms. 5 atoms. This is penta-atom coordination. This is called penta-coordinated. Carbon is penta-coordinated. Its hybridization is, the hybridization of carbon is sp2. This is sp2 hybridized carbon. The hybridization of carbon in transition state is sp2, but in reactant methyl bromide it is sp3. The transition state is dipolar. This is negative charge and this is the negative charge. So, it is dianionic in nature. The transition state is partially dianionic. The transition state is partially dianionic, that is negatively charged. When COH bond is formed fully, the CBr bond breaks up completely, producing an inverted product. When COH bond is formed fully, the CBr bond breaks up completely, producing an inverted product as already mentioned. Inverted product means the product has inverted configuration to that of the reactant, This was first observed by Walden, so named as Walden inversion. So, what is the stereochemistry of the SN2 reaction? What is the, now again I repeat, inverted product means the product has inverted configuration to that of the reactant. This was first observed by Walden, so named as Walden inversion. So, what is the stereochemistry of this reaction? The stereochemistry of this reaction is the stereochemistry of this reaction is that the SN2 reactions are accompanied by or accompanied by inversion of configuration. So, I am again repeating the whole story. The attacking nucleophile attacks the reacting carbon center from the back side. The CBr, the bromine atom, which is leaving atom, goes out from the front side. As much as COH bond is formed, to same extent CBr bond breaks up. When COH bond is fully formed, the CBr bond breaks up completely, producing an inverted product. So, stereochemistry of the reaction is product is always accompanied by inversion of configuration. This has been first time observed by the Walden, so it is named as Walden inversion. Now, see the rate of reaction. What is rate? How you decide the rate of the reaction? You already know that when the mechanism of the reactions consists of more than one step, then there is choice which one will be the rate determining step, and for this or for that you choose the slowest step, but in this case it is not. Why not? Because this is single step mechanism. No choice of selection of the steps. So, formation of the transition state is the rate determining step. The formation of the transition state is the rate determining step, and in this step and in this step both means a reactant and the attacking nucleophile both are involved in transition state. TS means transition state. Hence, rate is proportional to concentration of methyl bromide and the concentration of attacking nucleophile. See, this is methyl bromide part, this is methyl bromide part, and this is the nucleophilic part. So, both are involved. The rate is proportional to concentration of methyl bromide and the attacking electrophile, which is the hydroxide ion. So, it is bimolecular reaction, this molecule and this molecule. So, it is bimolecular and second order means power up to this bracket and power of this bracket is added. So, this is 1 and 1 is considered. So, 1 plus 1 is 2. So, it is second order, it is bimolecular second order reaction and is labeled and is therefore labeled as SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction. What is SN2? Already taught in beginning. The abbreviation SN2 stands for, already told to you. So, this is the rate equation. Now, the rate determines on rate depends on rate of reaction depends on rate of reaction depends on the carbon skeleton of a reactant. This is methyl bromide, carbon skeleton is not bronzed. So, it is poor in bronzing. So, carbon skeleton of reactant important, that is 1 degree is preferred. 1 degree alkyl halide is preferred. Secondly, in rate equation nucleophile is also present. So, concentration of the nucleophile for better reactivity, for better reaction rate, Two things. Thirdly, leaving group. Third point is leaving group. A larger group, a larger halide ion proceeds with faster rates, because carbon halogen bond is weak, carbon halogen bond is weaker, and to leave the substrate leave the substrate is fast. The order is iodide if it is more fastly detached, then bromide ion, then chloride ion, and lastly it is very poor. Fluoride ion is very poor. So, this is the reaction part of SN2 reaction. One thing which is important to add for those students who are preparing for NEET examinations or JEE examinations. So, for them I want to add something which is important from them. So, 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl halides, headline 2 and 3 degree alkyl halides undergo SN2 reaction with difficulty, or we can say with little reactivity, What is reason? 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl halides undergo SN2 reaction with little reactivity. What is reason? The reason is very simple. Reason is given with the help of transition state. And hindered reacting carbon center. The region is given with the help of transition state and hindered reacting carbon center. So, suppose if it is 2 degree alkyl halide, so this reacting carbon center hindered, this carbon is hindered, reacting carbon center is hindered, and approach of attacking nucleophile becomes less easy. Hindered, this is hindered carbon, and approach of attacking nucleophile becomes difficult. This is 2 degree. Now, see with 3 degree, more difficult. In this case, approach becomes more difficult. So, this is CH3, this is Br, 3 degree alkyl halide, this is tertiary butyl bromide. Again, approach becomes more difficult. Approach of nucleophile becomes more difficult, more difficult. So, reactivity becomes very poor reactivity, almost negligible reactivity towards SN2 reaction. Now, on the basis of transition state, explanation on the basis of transition state, explanation on the basis of transition state, that is steric effect caused by bulky alkyl substituent, bulky alkyl substituents. Explanation on the basis of transition state. What happens in transition state? Steric effect caused by bulky alkyl substituent, due to which reactivity becomes least. You know, this is carbon. Suppose this bromide ion is going out, this nucleophile is coming here. So, it is 1, this is here and this is H. Say it is 1 CH3, when it is CH3. So, this is transition state of isopropyl bromide, transition state of isopropyl bromide. Now, compare with hydrogen. If it is hydrogen and hydrogen, there is no steric hindrance, there is no any steric repulsion, transition state is comparatively more stable. But when CH3 comes in instead of 2 hydrogens, what happens? Steric effect increases. Steric effect increases, reactivity decreases. And when steric effect increases, so what is impact on transition state? The transition state becomes least unstable. So, primarily it is unstable. Its unstable character increases, therefore, reactivity decreases. Now, similarly, you see in tertiary butyl bromide, transition state of tertiary butyl bromide, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH3, 3 bulky substituent has come. So, this is slightly negative, this is slightly negative, again slightly negative, again slightly negative. This is transition state of 3 degree or tertiary transition state of tertiary butyl bromide. Now, in this case, steric effect is maximum in comparison to this one, and say it is hydrogen, say it is hydrogen, say it is hydrogen. So, in comparison of hydrogen, the entry of the 3 methyl substituents which are larger make the transition state to stay for the longer period, therefore, reactivity decreases. Almost negligible, almost 0, almost 0. So, this is all for today. Thank you all.